Yes, good morning, students, and welcome to the class of SAP. Good morning, Nagraj sir, and a warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you so very much, madam. Very good morning.
Yes, sir, you may please start the session, sir.
Yeah. So a very warm welcome and a very good morning to all the attendees. So as usual, please put up your questions in the Q&A section. We'll allow maybe say 2 to 3 more minutes for the others to join. Okay, but till then, I would have muted myself, but yeah, the forum is open for your questions. Just 1 more minute and we will start. All right. We have 147 students.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
So we can start. It's 1:45 attendees are there now.
Sure, ma'am. We'll start. Yeah.
Yes.
So once again, a very warm welcome. So we will take up with the questions. How many line items can be entered in a single document? Is it the same person who was asking me? This was also asked yesterday, right? And I answered. What was the answer I gave? Anybody remembers? 999 line items can be entered as per the standard settings in SAP. But you can also alter this to accept more. How do we alter? We alter this by making use of by taking help of a technical person. Okay, we can fit in more than 999 line items, but still okay. So as far as the standard SAP is concerned, now somebody was asking, can we enter the transaction in multiple reconciliation accounts? Can you please clarify this question? I didn't understand probably. So just make this question clear so that I'll be in a position to answer. All right. Now, there was one more question, right? How does the system understand during the foreign currency evaluation if it's a profit or a loss? Right? There is a program which takes place. There is a program in the background. Just hold on for a minute. I will tell you the program. It is all automated. You do not have to do anything. Once you subject your transaction and the program once you execute that program, right? Things will happen. Whether it's a profit or a loss is indicated by this program. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I will show this to you. So instead of answering this question theoretically, let me show this to you in practical. Where is my SAP logo? Let me log into SAP. Then I will show you what is a program. So whenever you want to evaluate whether you are profitable in during the foreign currency evaluation or you have encountered a loss, your program is this is your program which takes care of your foreign currency evaluation. Enter. See, it'll take you into a program. When you subject that particular transaction to this program, it will evaluate in which company code, open items, GL accounts, subledger, you are going to mention the vendor or the customer. Okay, let me take up. As of now, I have no foreign currency valuation. See, there is a valuation area which needs to be set up. Okay, so I can select see, there is an execute run also, test run. So what does this mean? Whenever it is just like your simulation. So whenever you want to subject the transaction to the final stage, that means you want to post this and you want this entry to affect your financials, then you remove this post valuation immediately. But how do you do it? You open the subledger, which asks you for your individual vendors or your customers. You can also submit it to your general ledger accounts. And this, when you execute, it could be, you can see this in your test mode. Okay, so what is this? It'll see every sensitive program in SAP has this option. You execute it in the test mode to evaluate whether whatever you are doing is correct. So even before you submit the transaction to SAP to save and produce a document, you can do this. Have I answered your foreign currency evaluation question? Right? Or you can also use you can also use a simple transaction code. What is the transaction code? F.05, I guess. Yeah, it's coming back to the same. You can use this transaction code FAGL underscore FCV or F.05. You can use any one of the programs and look at the program. The program is SAPF 100. So this will take care of your foreign currency valuation. Is this okay? Have I explained this? Any other questions you have? Can you please help me understand this question? I hope I have answered this question. Oh, somebody has attended the session for the first time. Oh. So for the person attending this class for the first time, lots and lots of things have happened. We have moved from understanding what is a simple ERP system, then trying to understand what SAP is all about. And then now we are in a stage where we have almost finished up with the FI module in SAP, because this is going to be our module. So this is how we have proceeded. And day after tomorrow is supposed to be the last session. So I think you'll have to do a lot of catching up work for you to understand what has happened. Right? So in my free time, definitely not only for you, as for the general session, I will repeat each and everything, whatever I have done. Maybe it could be on the day after tomorrow, because today we'll spend some time on the management accounting. And tomorrow we'll spend some time on the integration. Okay, so this is my plan. If you have any other thing, any other questions or any other queries, please put it up in your Q&A. I hope this question was answered. Foreign currency. And anybody asking me a question, please let me know if I have answered your question. And this question, I have asked for a clarification, because this question I didn't understand as to what exactly the practical scenario could be. Yeah. If you're asking me whether you have posted into one wrong reconciliation account and then you want to change, clear? probably it may not be applicable, or see, you will have to close that old reconciliation account. Suppose you have two reconciliation accounts and you have posted it wrongly in one recon account. So what happens? You will have to, for that particular transaction, close that and transfer this to the other recon account, which is a different process altogether. Okay, that's why we say reversals or deletion or reverting to the old system could be a little cumbersome in SAP. Once things are done in SAP, it's a little difficult for us to actually fall back. Clear? So that's why we stress on the thing that please, even before you enter something in SAP, please be very, very careful. Okay, but if you still want, most welcome to repeat this question in the form in which I can understand. Okay, okay, you have replied. Thank you. So I'm in a position to understand that I have answered that question. Perfect. Now, so what were we doing yesterday? We were trying to understand we were about to touch upon the depreciation keys. So we had finished we had just started on the asset accounting. So we discussed the life cycle of an asset, how it starts, and how it is being taken care of in SAP, right? And also when we try to see the master data of an asset, we saw the entire history. So the most important thing is also a concept called your asset explorer. Just hold on. Asset explorer is nothing but your just like you saw the balances of your individual customer, vendor, GL account, whatever. It's the same thing. You are seeing the information about the assets. Clear? AW01N is a transaction code. Or you can also use AR01. Let me put it here itself. Or this also brings you back into your asset explorer only. So yesterday also we saw the details of an Audi car. I hope you remember. We also did some calculations as to how the system is picking up. Yes. Now we will get into the depreciation keys. Now we saw some figures yesterday, right? 108 something. Where is that? We saw these figures, right? One, oh no, this is not the one. Just hold on. Yeah, we saw these figures, right? Now, how is SAP picking up these figures? When you saw the Asset Explorer, I'll show you the Asset Explorer. In my easy access, navigate down to your Asset Explorer, Asset Accounting. There you will see Assets, Asset Explorer. Just hold on. Hold on. Okay, we were about to see the details of an asset, accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets, asset master data, AW01N Asset Explorer. So company code was GM01. The asset which I had created and carried out all the operations was Audi car. I had done the transactions way back. Okay, way back in 2022. Okay, now how is SAP picking up these rates? 866, 666.67. How was this? How was SAP picking up this? And also about the if you see the depreciation, see 108,333.33. All right. Now, how is SAP picking this up? I'll open another session. See, everything is happening in the background. You need not have to interfere in the process at all. All right. I'll go to the consultant screen. Clear? I'll go to the asset accounting. As usual, my consulting screen will be a little fast. Okay, because this is not going to be your area. Depreciation or valuation. Did I? Okay, we spoke about the depreciation areas, right? Let me get into the depreciation. Valuation methods. You have the depreciation key. If you read the documentation, contain the calculation methods. Depreciation keys, they contain the calculation methods and the other parameters that control the calculation. What method, what type of depreciation method you are using? Are you subjecting the asset to different shifts? How many shifts is the asset going to be put to use? Clear? So, and can you see the statement? You must have already created a chart of depreciation. So as your chart of accounts is critical to your financial activities, your chart of depreciation is critical to your asset accounting activities. So in one of the options, we also saw how this chart of depreciation is getting connected to your operational chart of accounts. We saw that when we were talking about the GL connection, account determination. Remember? Not to worry, I'll show it to you again if you want. Maintain depreciation key. See, immediately it will ask you for the chart of depreciation. GM01. So when you see the asset master data, let me just look at the master data. I'll open another session. I'll go to the master data, accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets, asset, display. I just want to display or maybe say change, whatever. So this is assigned depreciation key is DG20. What is this DG20? This also is a standard definition of SA. Can you see this DG20? It is declining balance at 2%. And always remember that whenever a consultant creates a new depreciation key, he has to always have the depreciation key in the active mode. Unless and until the depreciation key is in the active mode, he can use it. If it is not so, he cannot use it. Now, if you see the details of this DG20, select this DG20, click on this. Can you see this? Period control, declining balance, base method. So there are lots and lots of things which actually play a very, very major role in defining the depreciation key. Yeah. So I think if I double click any one of the methodologies, can you see this? Multiple shift. Are you subjecting your, what is it? Depreciation methodology, declining balance. So all these things, all the characteristics of the asset is put into this as far as the calculation is concerned. So it is from this DG20 which the to which the asset is assigned. Okay, that the calculation, you're seeing those figures, right? That is how it is coming up. So let me just try to help you out with the calculations. Let me see if I can help you out with that. So planned value. So what is the procurement value? I procured it at maybe, I forgot the value, 65 lakhs. Okay. So let me take up the, so 65 lakhs. And what was the predicted life cycle? Life 7 years. So just hold on. So just a moment, just a moment. So what is the percentage? 20%, I guess. So at 20%, all right, 13 lakhs is the depreciation per year. Can you see this 13 lakhs somewhere? 13 lakhs. So how was this 13 lakhs carried forward for the 12 months? Every month it has to be depreciated. 108,333.33. Did you get that figure? Where is that figure? If you go to the posted values, let me just show you that figure. Can you see this 108,333.33? Correct. Now, how did you get this figure? 8,66,000 plus into 7. No, how many months? 8, 9. Okay. It is not 7, it is 8. Did you get this figure? Is it here? Did we see this figure somewhere? 866.666.67. So we have procured the asset as of the starting day of the financial on the 1st of April. How do I know those dates? Can you see it in the history? Just a moment. In the planned values, can you see that I had acquired the asset as on the first day of April, first day of my financial year? So at 65 lakhs. Clear? This is how the system automatically is calculating. Did you understand? So you should see this figure for every month. But since I have already scrapped this asset, I don't know if you can see that value for every month. I doubt. You should have seen this figure. See, it is beautifully displaying. See here, 10810 up to December. Go down, go down. See, you have depreciated in the month of December. So that is the reason it has not depreciated for the remaining 3 to 4 months, 4 months, 8 months, and April has already got depreciated. That is the reason. Did you see this? How the system is picking up and calculating? Okay. And if I double click on any one of this, it will take me into the document. Just watch. It is not possible to display the depreciation. Okay, not a problem. So you can double click on any one of on the wanted information. It will take you into the transaction. Now I clicked on the 65 lakhs. That is my procurement. So debit asset. Are you seeing the debit asset? So what is the GL? 13,000 rupees. 13,000 is the GL. Sorry. This is the general ledger account. What debiting? 70. Can you see the posting key? 70 is the posting key for debiting an asset. You are bringing in the asset to your company. Is this clear? But how is the system knowing that it is 13000? Now you have the concept of your integration. Did you understand how the system is picking up from your DG20? Clear? Oh, this is your. Okay, I'll just go back. So if you want to see how you connect the account side of it, integration with the general ledger accounting, assign GL accounts. See, I had made a statement. Your operational chart of accounts is talking to your your chart of depreciation. Now you wanted to see the 13,000 GL account, balance sheet accounts. Account determination, pick up the vehicles. Now can you see this general ledger account 13000? So if you pick up any transaction, it will have an history. It will have the story of how it is getting connected. This is your account determination. This is your reconciliation account for your assets. If you see the master data for your 13,000, right? How do I see the master data? General ledger, master records, GL accounts, individual processing, FS00. 13,000. Okay. Now can you see it's a reconciliation account for assets. So there is no question of you posting into this general ledger accounts on your own. System will not allow. System will not allow at all. If you want, I'll show that how the system behaves. Okay, let me retain this. I'll open another session. So how many sessions do I have currently? Can you see I have 4 sessions? 1, 2, 3, 4. So like this, a very basic statement. SAP as a standard allows you to have 6 sessions. At any point in time, you can have a maximum of 6 sessions as per the standard SAP. But normally, SAP's best practice advises not to have more than 2 sessions active at one point. Why? Because any number of idle sessions, let me assume that I have 100 employees, and all the 100 employees, they have opened some idle sessions which they are not using actually, right? So in that case, it is eating up on the server time. Okay, it is slowing down the server performance. So that is why only the sessions which you are using, they are advised to be open. So normally, as a consultant, we have normally one session in the easy access, one session in the IMG. These two. Okay, because we may change the settings in your consulting screen. I want to check, I go back to my easy access screen. Yeah. So that is why we advise not to have more than 2 idle sessions. Clear? Now, what did I want to show you? I wanted to show you if I can post into 13,000. Correct? See how it stops me. Just see the behavior. I'm simply entering one journal voucher. Okay. I wanted to explain the end user for I'm procuring an asset for, let us say, 50,000 rupees. Actually, this is not the place for me to show you this, but I just wanted to tell you how the system stops you. And error is red and it says account 30,000 in 13,000 in company code cannot be directly posted to. I can never use this reconciliation account for my normal postings. You can see the details also. This is the explanation. It will tell you the reason as to why I am not supposed to use this GL account for my normal transaction. It has to come through the system itself and through a process. It cannot use this. Okay. So you see how the system is behaving. So first of all, entering and changing the reconciliation account, it's a very faint possibility. Okay, for somebody who asks me as to suppose there is something wrong. System itself is beautifully designed that it will stop you. But despite that, oh, system is slowed down as well. Just hold on, guys. See, it says as a reconciliation account number 13000 in company code GM01 is marked as a reconciliation account for account type A and hence cannot be directly posted to. It will definitely stop you. Once you have defined a GL account as a recon account, it is the end of story. Clear? You see how beautifully the system is behaving. Are you getting a faint idea as to how the SAP system is so beautifully built? Yeah. So far, so good. Is it okay? So I see no new questions. Yeah. So I hope things are moving smooth. So in any case, if I have not missed anything, okay, in case I just want to add some more information on any topic, I will definitely come back to you. Not to worry at all. Now, if you want to further analyze, now I want to see the depreciation, ordinary depreciation. Just hold on. Just hold on. This is your asset table. See, you have procured it. Let me go back to the posted values. So now I have already posted for the month of April. Now it is going to take me to the entry. Ordinary depreciation. So every information, each and every information is available to you. Clear? Move to the right. Or I can also extract, I can also get this information. How do I get the information? By another methodology. This is where your document type comes into picture. Okay, now I want to extract a document pertaining to AN or AF. I don't know the document number. Document type is AF. Asset depreciation postings for the fiscal year 2022. Okay. Execute. Now can you see it has retrieved a document for the year 2022 based on the information what I gave. See, can you see this 13010 depreciation 75 accumulated depreciation, and there is also another GL account debited. The what is this GL account 481000? That is your profit and loss current year depreciation. This is your accumulated depreciation. You can see the differentiation. Book depreciation. See 13010. Are you able to see this in this entry? Just hold on. You're able to see this in this entry 13010. Can you also see 481 expense account for ordinary depreciation? Can you see this? So this is how, and what is the nature of this general ledger accounts? They are also your recon accounts. They are also reconciliation account types for your assets. Now do you see how beautifully the system is behaving? Once I run the depreciation program, all these things happen automatically. Once I execute this program, right? Yesterday we saw the program. What was the program? I'll take you to that program. Are you convinced about how the system is working now? So how do I execute the depreciation? Go to fixed assets, periodic processing, depreciation run, AFAB, execute. This is the way I execute the depreciation run. This program, what is a program? RAPOST 2000. Can you see the program responsible for depreciation? It is RAPOST 2000. So this program, okay, carries the function of depreciating all the assets the company owns, whether it is one asset or thousands of assets. So once you execute this program, it is for all the assets. One more important point what I wanted to make here is this particular program is run in the background, not in the foreground. So what is this differentiation? Now can you see execute? If I see this, let me just say 002. Some year test run. See here also, can you see the test run? So I want to see the effect, whether the depreciation run is successfully carried out. All right. So that's why I execute on the test run. See, it says because it is a test run, I can online processing is limited to approximately 1,000 assets. All right. So you can cancel, but you can carry this execution in the background. There is an option where you can execute this program in the background. Clear? You can also mention the main asset number and the sub asset number. So why has SAP given you this option? Just to, if at all you want to subject the process of depreciation only to a few assets, you can mention the asset numbers. Clear? So many things for you to understand as far as the asset accounting is concerned. It's a huge topic. All right. I hope things were interesting and all your questions were clarified. And you can also see this 253 general ledger account. Just hold on. Let me see the transaction. Let me go to the posted values. We have a profit, right? We have a profit of 1.56 or something. Okay. Retirement revenue is profit or loss. Let me just check. 166 point. Just hold on. See, you can also see this 825. So we have already seen this general ledger accounts 13000 and 13010. So 825, where do I see it? Come back. Can you see this 825? Clearing account revenue from asset sale. So the consultant needs to understand the asset accounting functionality of the implementing partner and then go about bringing in the same into SAP. Clear? Interesting. Age-wise report. Okay, very interesting question. How to take the age-wise report for all vendors monthly and weekly? All right. So have I, please stick to the current topic because you're going back to your vendors and customers. Hold on with this question. I'll definitely try to explain this. Okay. Now, how was the asset accounting? Interesting, complex. Yeah. Too many things to be done by the consultant himself. So when we got this, when I got the responsibility of doing things on asset accounting for one of the uh, implementing partners, I too was a little jittery. All right, but you you make mistakes, you learn. Okay, so that is how things work in SAP. Clear? Is that okay? I'll pause here for 2 minutes, and then if nobody has any questions, I will take up the age-wise reports. What this person has asked me, how to take the age-wise report for your vendors or your customers. Okay. Do you normally take aging reports for vendors? I'm sorry, I don't know Tally, but definitely there could be a way where you can import data from Tally to SAP. There could be a way. Okay, but I have not experienced this or I have not worked on this, so I will not be the right person to answer this question. All right. So I will remain quiet for 2 minutes, just allowing you to ask me questions. If you do not, I will proceed with the question. All right, we'll proceed. Let me just have a quick look at any fresh questions. What is foreign currency evaluation? Okay, I'll answer that question. Can we pose one transaction? That's what I'm asking. Please explain the scenario. I didn't understand this question. On the prima facie of this question, the answer should be no, but I want to understand your question a little better. All right. So please clarify your question and give me a scenario. Let us see if SAP has got an alternate solution for this. I think I have already answered this question. Yeah, this is very much possible, and that's why you have different depreciation areas, wherein the costing depreciation key can be different, the income tax depreciation calculation could be different, and your, as per the company's law, as per your company's act, whatever the depreciation based on the asset class, the rate could be different. So that is why you have the concept of depreciation areas in this. Have I answered this question? Right? I think we have discussed this. I've also shown how you can actually activate or deactivate a specific depreciation area. Yes, definitely. Both calculations are very much available. Clear? I hope I have answered this question. So somebody was asking me, what is a foreign currency evaluation? So whenever my company does a foreign currency transaction, all right, today I do a transaction, but I need to settle this transaction maybe say 1 month or 2 months later. So is my transaction, so let us say my import vendor raises an invoice for say a couple of dollars as of today. But I have a credit period where I can settle this invoice maybe say the next month. Okay. So will the dollar rate be the same today and also the day I actually honor the payment? There could be a drop in the rate or there could be an increase in the rate. So how does the system keep track of all this? It is through something called as an exchange rate table, I think which I have already shown. And once when you have transacted, how does SAP throw out the information that you have ended up in a profit or you have ended up making loss as far as a foreign currency transaction is concerned? This happens through a program called as a foreign currency evaluation program. Okay, so I think I showed you in the morning also how the foreign currency evaluation is actually taking place. And this program gives you a complete picture of whether you are ending up making a profit or a loss. One more information. How frequently you are executing this program, the foreign currency evaluation program, depends on the frequency of your foreign transactions. Suppose I export or import maybe say every quarter, 3 months once, or maybe say 6 months once. So I really would not be bothered about carrying this foreign currency evaluation program. But if at all you are doing this on a frequent basis, if at all your business is import and export, clear? You are supposed to run this more frequently, maybe say every week or at least monthly once, so that you are in a position to understand whether you are actually ending up making a profit or loss in your foreign currency transactions. I hope I was clear. All right. Yes, the posting date and the document date can be different. Very much. Why do you think it can be different? So today, what I do is I have closed my system. I get an invoice by around 6 p.m. and I have closed my system because 5:30 I close my system. So what do? Can I enter the invoice today? Probably I'll enter this invoice tomorrow. Or maybe say today is a Saturday, today is a Friday, it's a weekend. I'm going to enter the invoice only on Monday. Clear? So what do? So invariably the invoice date will be today, and the date on which I push this invoice into the SAP systems becomes the posting date. So these two dates can be very, very different. Clear? Now, madam, can we take a break for 10 minutes? Tanvi ma'am? Hello? Ma'am,
Hello.
can we? Yes, ma'am. Can we take a break?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Or
Yes.
so
So
yeah.
students, it's 12:03 now. We'll be taking a 10 minutes break and we'll be back by 12:13.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Sir?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Yes, sir. We can resume the session, sir.
Okay, so
Yes.
I assume that the asset accounting was understandable and also how the SAP system takes care of your asset accounting. Clear? Now, there was a question as regards the how do we categorize? Let me read that question. Somebody had asked me regarding the vendor. What was the exact question? Let me just pick it up. Just hold on. It was a very interesting question. How to take age-wise reports? I'll just copy this question. Did you understand the question? What your friend has asked? He is asking how to take age-wise reports for all vendors. Normally, I will just take you to the SAP system. But was the question understood? Okay, let me take you to the screen and then explain so that things will be a lot clearer. Okay, so basically, more than this is called as a aging reports. Normally, the question here is a wonderful question. It is called as a aging reports. So normally we take this report to analyze how old are our receivables. He's talking about from the vendor perspective, but normally this aging reports is done basically for your customers, just to analyze how long is the pending receipts. Clear? Now let me take you to this report. Accounting, financial accounting, accounts receivable. As I said, you remember I took you to the chart of accounts and then extracted and exported the data to Excel. Correct? I have the, so where did I go in general ledger? So I had a repository of my reports under the information system. So I go to the information system, reports, customer balances. Open, let me just check. Customer payment history. So here, if you scroll down, customer account, let me just, of course, I don't have any customer who's pending payment. $2177. Okay, just hold on. Open items. Just hold on. I'm just showing you how many reports are already available. Open item analysis. See here, if you see, I get the breakup. This is a standard essay. Now, if you want to have, if you want the analysis to happen, what was the question? How to take monthly or okay. If I want to take every month, So here I'm asking the system to analyze the customer balances or the customer payments or the customer receipts. How old has it exceeded 30 days? Is it between 30 to 60 days? Has it exceeded 120 days? So something like this. So if you want it on a weekly basis, SAP will not stop you. So based on my requirement, I can extract this report and analyze my customer receivables. Did you understand? Did I answer this question? Let me look at it in the vendors. Let me see if the same option is available. It must be available for vendors also. But I really don't remember having used this. Okay, what is wrong in checking? No problem. Basically, we don't do it for your AP. Okay, if at all you want to do it for extract this for some analytical purposes, most welcome. So that is why we say never say no in SAP. Check the system, get into the system. All right. Just give me a moment. See, even for vendors you have. Clear? So even for vendors you have, it will ask you for the vendor account. You can give a range or you can give a single vendor, whatever. And you can analyze your payables. There we analyze the data. Sure, you are analyzing the creditors. Is this what was required? So here again, I can change this is a standard SAP, 20 days, 40 days, 80 days, 100 days, but you can change it. If at all I want to have a weekly analysis, SAP will not stop you. Or if I want to have a monthly analysis, I can do so. However I want, I can do so. Clear? So you can also extract this report for your vendor also. I only hope the question was answered. How to export vendor or customer details in Excel? Okay. I said I wanted more clarity on this question, please. Give me a scenario and then I will explain. Give me a scenario as to why one transaction needs to get into multiple reconciliation accounts. I think I have answered this question here. Please don't. Right. How to? I think I have answered this question also. Just now we tackled this question. Can we post how to do journal entries in Fiori app? Okay. See, basically, you need to have a so how is what do you understand by Fiori? That means you need to have a app for your so each function you will have to have an app, Fiori app on your mobile. Clear? So this is called as a tile, T-I-L-E. So in Fiori, you call the app as a tile, tiles. So it's just like your floor tiles. Now you saw in your easy access, you have different things for your vendor information system, for your open items. So each one for whatever, see, I'll explain this. So for whatever uh, transaction you have the access for, you build it up in your Fiori app. I may not be having a authorization for me to get this report 2085. So what do? I will not bother about this at all. So whatever transactions here, whatever you are seeing in the ECC SAP, I create them in my mobile as a tile, as a block. Clear? So for journal entry, for vendor invoices, customer invoices. So I'll be having individual tiles. So I click on the tile and I enter into the transaction. That's it. I hope you got this. I'm just giving you a picture about how Fiori looks like. I cannot show it to you on this system. Clear? So you need to have the tiles built up for whatever transaction. It is nothing but the transaction for which you are authorized. That is all. Nothing big about it. Clear? Good question. What to select templates? I didn't understand this question. I don't know. Clear about can posting dates. I think I'm how to generate e-note sheet. How to take age wise. I think I've answered this question. Was this clear? Clear. Okay. You have answered. Thank you. So this is how, and this is why I say get into that SAP system. Just get in and experiment. Experiment in the sense, just venture into the screen. You will see lots and lots of interesting things what can happen. Yeah. I hope I have answered all the questions. Clear? So let me just get back into the course content where we had crossed 600 pages or something, right? Knowledge check. We had done all this. Management accounting. This is where we were. Management accounting. Okay. So with that, we finish. Probably I can say that whatever was possible enough in our finance module, we have covered and we have covered it good enough. All right. So any questions from the finance module, please let me know. I plan to start this management accounting probably after we come back from lunch. Okay, because I don't want to start something interesting and pause it maybe say after half an hour or something. Okay. So if you have any questions, I'll pause for 2 minutes, wait for your questions and move on. Cost objects, management accounting. Okay. Can we create invoice with triplicate copy biotransporter? Were you there when we discussed the house banks? Okay, I can, I, I suppose that you were not present. Just give me 2 minutes. We will start with bank account. Okay, let me revise bank accounting. So let the others come back to me with questions, further questions. If somebody has any questions relating to the previous topics, please let me know. All right. Just one moment and we will start on the bank account. Okay. Probably I'll add more information on how the bank is expected to be configured by the consultant. Okay. Just one moment and we'll start. Okay. Is the subject interesting? How is the session going on? Learning something new? Okay, let me start on the bank. I think I need to probably log off. So your banking activity starts in SAP by means of a house bank. Okay, house banks. So here, what is a role? So first and the foremost, what is a house bank? The house bank, just like you created the master data for your customer, vendor, GLs, your assets. Okay. You also create, you also construct. So what is the creation of a master data? You are creating some entities in SAP. That's it. You are creating some entities in SAP with whom you are going to interact. You're going to use them for your everyday transactions. Now, bank is also one of the most important things in your business. Whether you're receiving payments, whether you're paying salaries, whether you're making payments to your vendors, whatever could be the transactions, or maintaining the petty cash. Clear? So the creation of a structure called as a bank master, which is also alternatively called as your house bank in SAP. All right. This becomes very critical for your banking activities, and more so when you're talking about the finance perspective. We spoke about something called as the automatic payment program. The first and the foremost step, even before you start on your automatic payment program, is the creation of your house bank. After you create the vendor master data in your accounts payable module, the next most important creation or the master data creation is your bank master, which is called as house bank. So whose responsibility is this? Surely it is going to be the responsibility of the finance consultant. So is it necessary that you have to have only one bank of business? Obviously, no. I, as a business owner, may be transacting with various banks. I can have one bank for releasing the salaries for my employees, one bank for the customer receipts, one bank through which I direct the payments for my vendors. So like this, I can have n number of banks. So the consultant, after having understood the requirement of the business, requirement of the implementing partner, he creates these many house banks. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, as the business requires. So how does things start in SAP? Let me just log into the SAP system. So as I said, let me get into the consultant's screen. Bank accounts. You have something called as a house banks. Just read what our house bank is. Typical SAP description. Every account at a house bank by an account ID. Now, what is an account ID? I may have only one bank, but I may be directing so many functions through various accounting IDs. Let me say, for example, I have an ICICI bank through which I am releasing the salary payments. I'm also paying vendors through that bank. I'm also receiving money from my customers. So, but I'm having the same bank with different account IDs. So one could be your current account, another could be your salary, one could be your customer receipt, one other could be your vendor payment. Clear? So this is your account ID. So each nature of your bank account is identified through a account ID. Clear? Now, as soon as I have created an ICICI bank for my GM01, so how does a consultant actually construct the bank? What are the details? Okay, now he says all the generic information about the ICICI bank. If you open the address, you have the address. Here, SWIFT code is used for your import for your foreign banks. If at all you have any transactions with your foreign bank, you can link it to a SWIFT code, just like Okay, let me not. Your bank accounts. The most critical part is your of a finance consultant is linking up this particular. Can you see the account ID? Current account. I may have another account ID called salaries. I may have another account ID, vendor payments. Same bank, same ICICI. Clear? So your account ID, if you can just read the description, the ID together with the ID for the house bank uniquely identifies or defines a bank account. This is all what SAP has to say. So you have a unique definition through an account ID. Though you have n number of accounts in the same bank, how are they differentiated? They are differentiated through an account ID. All right. Now, this is the most critical part. You need to also create a general ledger account in your SAP, where in your operational CO, operational chart of accounts. So whenever you're routing the payments or any transaction through this ICICI bank and through this account ID, this will immediately go and affect your GL, this GL. So the transaction is immediately captured in this particular general ledger account. You need not have to explicitly enter any transaction. Automatically SAP takes care of all the transactions through this setup. So everything depends upon how the consultant constructs the house bank. The most critical aspect is that how the consultant understands the requirement of your business and how he delivers it in the how he constructs the SAP system and how ultimately he delivers the end result as desired by your business. Okay. Now, this bank account number. So suppose you have your savings bank. What does the bank do? Once it activates your bank, it gives you a bank account. Okay, that is a bank account which you enter into the system. So this is briefly a setup of the house bank. So you have set up the master bank. Understood? Now, lots and lots more to be understood as far as the house bank is concerned. Now, for example, when we spoke about the APP, automatic payment program, we saw the generation of the check. Where did you see this check numbers coming up from? Where did this originate from? Where did the consultant construct all these checks? AR and AP, business transactions, income, outgoing payments. You have automatic outgoing payments and you have your payment method and payment medium. So he designs the check. Can you see the check management out here? So this is the place where your consultant brings in the checkbook also. So your account ID is user current. Now if you just go and view, can you see the check numbers? Your check number starts from 100010 and ends in 1000999. This is a checkbook which my bank has given me, and I have configured the checkbook. I have also brought in the checkbook into my SAP system. So you saw some numbers, right? When I took you to the, just hold on, I will take you to the other. So we generated checks during our accounts payable F-58, if you remember. Now I'll extract the same thing. What did I say when the checks get generated? So whenever you're routing some operations to be done by the bank, it gets created in a spool printer. Whatever output you're generating through the printer, it has to get generated through a spool. Now I'm extracting that spool through the transaction SP02. Now can you see? So when did I generate? 18/7/2025. I'll take this, or I can take this also. I generated 2 checks on the 18th of July 2025. There was a check number, if you remember, see 10031. So where did this number come up from? It came up through this information. So the checkbook I have configured in my SAP system. This is from where SAP understood which check I should generate. Clear so far? So did you see the number of settings what the consultant needs to do to activate one particular functionality? So what is the functionality here? To enable automatic payment program. That is the only activity. But now can you see that how much of settings in the background that needs to be done by the consultant? Are you appreciating the efforts? Right now, so we knew about the checks. Now, very interesting feature. Now suppose whenever you have payments especially released to your vendors, prime vendors, shouldn't you also, or rather shouldn't the system also know, is the money available with me? Is the money available in the house bank through which I am routing the payments? How does the system ensure that you have just see the steps? Can you see something called as the available amounts? Now pick up any bank or pick up 0001 or ICICI. Paying company code is GM01. I'll just go to GM01. Highlight, select this, go to available amounts. So through my cash flow and funds flow, the information flows into this particular thing from your treasury module and says available for outgoing payments, scheduled incoming payment. So let me assume a scenario where I'm releasing the payments for my vendors twice in a month, every 15th and every last day of the month. So even before this program gets executed on the 14th midnight, normally we schedule these programs, your APP, your depreciation. Yeah. So we execute these programs on a scheduled date and a scheduled time. All right. Now, through the treasury module, I'm also getting this information. So I always ensure that in my ICICI bank, this money is available for me to be released. Did you understand how intelligently the system is being set up? Clear? Now, the ranking order. One more interesting thing is your ranking order. Since I have only one bank, which is my ICICI, I do not have In my scenario, I've just assumed that I have one bank. Now let me say I am transacting with more than one house bank. ICICI, SBI, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, whatever. I may be interacting with more than one bank. Why this concept of ranking? Now, what happens in the practical scenario? Now, suppose I have ensured that money is available for my payment run. Now, suppose money gets exhausted in the ICICI Bank. Suppose I had to release, say, 1.5 crores as a payment to my vendors this 15th. But in ICICI Bank, that amount is not there. Amount is not available. Now, but the payment run has already started. The payment run has actually started. What would you do? Will you be near the system when the payment run is happening? It is happening in the midnight. So it is not possible. So SAP has provided you with another excellent feature where you are ranking the banks. Ranking the banks in the sense, suppose the money gets exhausted in your ICICI Bank. So 1.2 crores has been spent. 1.2 crores, the run has got successful. And the money gets exhausted in your ICICI Bank. Now the balance of 30 lakhs needs to be paid. Correct? So where is this 30 lakhs coming from? So now if you had another bank, I'm just imagining a scenario, right? Let me say rank order 2, I would say SBI. SBI is not defined. Okay, because that's why you are getting an error. SBI is not there. Okay, let me pick up some bank which is there. There's only one ICICI. Okay, let me assume SBI. It is there. I have created a house bank called SBI. It is there. So the remaining 30 lakhs will be picked up. So my first rank is ICICI. If you could see that, I hope you remember there was one in the rank order, and SBI becomes number 2. So my S bank can become number 3. Okay, so this is how I set up the system, and the remaining amount is picked up from the bank number 2, and the payment is honored. See how beautifully the system is designed. Are you appreciating the system? So I simply had kept quiet regarding all these features in your house bank because the moment was not, it was not an opportune moment. But now, see, I'm bringing in so many other things in your house bank. You saw the wonderful feature of SAP. Let me see if I have any questions, if people have understood this. Okay, good. You have understood the house banks. See, Fiori app practically is no way different. All right, you're using it on your mobile. That's it. Instead of using it on your desktop. So as I said, basically your ECC was meant for your desktops, your laptops, But when you're talking about HANA and Fiori and concepts like Fiori, it was developed to ease the life of the employees. And I don't know. They also say that aesthetically they improve the screens also. How daily cash account limit is enhanced in SAP? Okay, I'll take up this question also. It is through something called as a cash. You're talking about the petty cash? I hope you're talking about the petty cash and how it is being handled. I'll explain this. Please tell me if I have met your requirement. So your petty cash in SAP is handled through something called as cash journal. Let me just look for the cash journal. Just hold on, people. Just hold on. Bank accounting, bank accounts, bank change. Can you see the cash journal? This is where you define your cash book. Set up cash journal. I need to design this. I need to design all this. I need to configure all this. I need to define a cash journal. So I'm just showing it to you out of interest. So this is where whenever you account for the cash journal, you mention a GL account. Let me show you one. I don't think I have created. See, in the standard company code 0001, the cash journal has been created 0001, and 1 lakh is the petty cash account. 1 followed by 5 zeros is the standard petty cash account, right? And this is where you in the setup you reduce or you increase the petty cash limits. I hope I have answered this question. Was this the question you asked me? And somebody had also asked me how the cash part of the business is taken care. I'm assuming that maybe 2-3 days ago, or maybe some time ago. So I hope I had just not answered at that point in time, but now I think I have answered that question also. So this question, how that enhanced limit is increased by corporate office, that is a typical business scenario. It may have so many things. How this has been increased by corporate office? Well, it is up to the corporate office to take the decisions. Clear? It is. But I am showing you how you can do it in your SAP by means of a house bank or whatever it is, right? I hope all the questions have been answered till now. Yep. This is a typical business scenario. All right. how this is being done, I mean, I will not be competent enough to answer this question because you're talking about the branch and the corporate office. Yeah, if you had asked me something about SAP, probably yes. Ma'am, can we break for lunch?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So students will be taking a break now. It's lunch break time, and then we'll resume the same session at 2 p.m. We'll continue. So please do join at 2 p.m. for the next session. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all.